Music. Oh, I just got back from hugging my cat and now I'm ready to go. Music is one of these categories where I finally feel comfortable judging people on it. It's something that I do have some technical ability in. I played saxophone and clarinet in college. I know some flute, but I suck at it. I know some piano, but I suck at it. I know some guitar, but I suck at it. I'm pretty good at the first two, though, enough to be passionate about it. Oh, I forgot. I play a mean recorder. Don't get backed in a corner with me playing recorder. But yeah, I know a lot about theory due to my time as a jazz musician, so I always have a soft spot for film scores. I think they make or break a film, they turn an amateurish production into a professional one, and they elevate everything that's going on screen. My favorite thing that I find about music is that it's able to capture certain emotions that feel incomprehensible to display with language alone. There's a rawness to it that adds another layer to what you're watching. And this year was an incredible year as far as music goes, one of the best in a while. Usually there's only 4 or 5 nominations I remember in a given year, but this year has quite a few nominations actually. With that being said, here they are. Cristobal Tapia de Veer, Baby Girl. Here is a haunting, sexy ride of a score, creative and thematic, in your face and up your crotch. Using the heavy breathing as an instrument was an incredibly successful position, because it made the film seem bigger than it was and the drama further heightened. You know, I think I've heard a concept like it before once or twice, but never for the whole film and never to this degree. Its originality made it stand out, and when I hear it, I know for a fact what film it came from. It's pre-iconic. I think it'll end up being highly influential. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, Challengers. If I had to take a bullet for Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, I probably wouldn't. But I would hesitate, and that's more than I can say about any other musician. I think this is one of the best scores of all time. I truly do. It's pompy and perfect for a director like Luca Guadagnino to get his hands on. Not only is it an absolute blast, it artistically builds the personal stakes in a way that makes the film go like a runaway train. It's not just that, though. Loof, I don't know how to pronounce that, but Loof is one of the most methodical tracks I've ever heard. It's impossible to get it out of my head. It's haunting and meditative. What an overall powerful score. It's unbelievable what they did here. Hans Zimmer, Dune Part 2. This film not being allowed in the Academy Awards is certifiable horse shit. Hans Zimmer, in a spot where I thought he couldn't get anything else creatively, where I thought the times had passed him by, made me look like a damn fool again. The music he creates centering the Fremen in the desert are of particular importance. These scores weren't part of the original film, and yet they perfectly recontextualize the story. I won't ever doubt this guy again, at least for the next 5 years. Iko Ishibashi, Evil Does Not Exist. A real kinetic and contemplative piece, this score had ample opportunity to assert itself just by the nature of the film. With so many instances of still shots and little dialogue, it was able to guide your thoughts and lead you to restful meditation. It had little nodes of fear popping in like stepping on a thorn while playing outside. It perfectly encapsulated the danger and beauty of nature, setting the scene for the rest of the film beautifully. Richard Zalupe and Jin Sibelotis, Flow. Flow's score is great because it has such a variety of ability. It was at times curious, at times epic, at times ethereal. It's another example of a score, like in Evil Does Not Exist, where so much of the film is without dialogue that music is necessary for connecting the visuals to the emotional theme. Like many aspects of the film, it reminded me of an independent game. Each area was quick, moving on to the next. The music reminded me of the way you can get sucked into a game, and you accidentally lose the next 4 hours of your life. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, Queer. I can't believe these guys made music to this degree twice in 1 year. The music is such an important part of this film because it perfectly blends the old school styling with modern filmmaking ideals. Some of the needle drops you can feel in your gut when they hit. Like, oh, I can't believe how hard that hit me. The track Pure Love in particular though, was spellbinding. I'll be like taking a walk and all of a sudden that score hits me like a truck. What emotional resonance that score contains. I feel wiser just by listening to it. Martin Dierkov, David Holmes, and Brian Irvine, The Apprentice. What keeps me coming back to the soundtrack, because it's basically a soundtrack, is how empty it is. Empty rock, meaningless adrenaline, poppy songs that you feel like represent the character of Trump in a very real way. He likes the idea of music, but he has no idea why it matters in any way, shape, or form. He just wants to make the most noise. He wants to do what feels good. The film does a good job of showing the shell that he is, and the soundtrack is perfect for complementing that vision. Daniel Blumberg, The Brutalist. This is one of the most exciting new pieces of music I've listened to in a very long time. Reminiscent of the older historical epics from David Lean, this score takes that and twists it like a knife in your liver. Dark, exciting, epic, dark again. It brings to light the darkness of the American dream and what all of that entails. It's truly a character within the film, interacting with the story in a very real way. It highlights the tension and experiments with your feelings. It's one of the most haunting scores I've ever listened to, and it's probably another one of those scores that scraps the best of all time. John Powell and Stephen Schwartz, Wicked. Listen, like I said, I have some real issues with this film, but the actual adaptation of the music I think was incredibly well done. Cynthia Erivo in particular gave a vocal performance that would shatter a bunch of wine glasses in your kitchen. Its iconicism is hard to deny, and while I understand if music theater isn't your thing, it's definitely well executed within the genre. I'll be damned if I'm not humming the soundtrack to myself in the car. Defying Gravity is a banger, and I actually like the way they extended it. I know it's a hot take. While I was writing out this video, I listened to the scores themselves. It was awesome, and it made me remember that I forgot how great it is to listen to these by themselves. I used to only listen to music scores. I wouldn't even listen to real music while I was growing up. I wouldn't do that now, but I should get them back in rotation. Film scores are a great connector for film fans because it's only the real nerds that get into those kind of things. If I meet someone and they know a lot about film scores, it's like I've instantly made a friend. So many of the film scores this year will become topics of conversation for years to come, but there can only be one winner of the Golden Turtle Award. And that score would be... Challengers and The Brutalist. Oh shit, the first dual award winner of the Golden Turtle Awards? How can that be? Well, this was such a hard category to choose, and then I thought to myself, actually, this whole awards thing is bullshit anyway. They both deserve it, so they're both gonna get it. If you don't like it, then you can fight me in the parking lot of a Chili's. Sometimes there's just two films deserving of Golden Turtle Awards, and these two scores will be talked about very highly for a very long time. They're both the best scores I've listened to since Parasite in 2019, so I think they're deserving. Special shout out to Queer though, that score is just ridiculous. It's so good, it's a felony. Of course I'll give it the Silver Turtle, and many other years it would win a gold. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know if you play any musical instruments. Maybe we can get a band together, like an internet band. Just send me whatever song you want to send, and then I'll put them all together. It'll be like when you take all the sodas in the fountain at a fast food restaurant. You just put them all together. What could happen? I don't know. But especially if you play harmonica, I think you're really cool. If you play ocarina, like the Zelda game, that's pretty cool too. What other instruments are cool? Bagpipes. I've been thinking about bagpipes for a long time, and I want them very badly. It's like they're so close to being in the realm of like something I could buy, but it's like, damn, $400, $500 for bagpipes. I mean, you got to be committed to the cause at that point. You know what I mean? Same thing for accordion. That's another one I want really bad. Hell, the ending credits of this song is accordion. In fact, we'll listen to some accordion.